Namaste, I'm Shivaswati, and this video is about explaining why difficulties happen in our life. So please like and subscribe. Uh, these videos are on emotional management and soul empowerment so that you feel empowered after you overcome your difficulties. You are not supposed to feel suppressed or defeated by overcoming difficulties. You have to overcome difficulties and manage your emotions in a way that your soul becomes brighter in frequency than earlier. That is your purpose of coming on earth, that you become more positive in frequency than you were at the time of birth. And if you are falling in frequency and if you are becoming more depressed or more sad, it means that your plan of life is not according to the plan which you made before birth, and or your choices of dealing with your difficulties have not been the same as you had planned before your birth. So your intention, your action should be that you feel empowered with every difficulty that you overcome. Otherwise, if you keep falling, you can fall very far away from God, and you can even become non-believer, or you can become an atheist, or you can become very poor, where even if you want to believe, your circumstances prevent you from believing, or you can become very sick again when you want to believe, but your circumstances prevent you from believing. So if you become very negative, you can fall in realms where belief becomes even more difficult. So hence, I am going to make some videos on emotional management and soul empowerment as a course and upload it on the Class Plus app, which I have taken recently to make these curative videos where you will find small exercises which are there in my books, may recorded separately, which you can practice and try to overcome your difficulties in a way which makes your soul feels empowered. So normally when I do past life regression, it is a 3-hour session or a 4-hour session, or at least 1.5 to 2 hours, and everyone doesn't have time because on that day they can't do anything else after the session, and they have to rest before the session, so it's virtually one day gone. And if you don't do it that way, you don't feel relaxed after the session. If you run around and do all other work, then you won't feel relaxed after the session. And relaxation is very important for the healing to sink in. So you should take time off before you decide to do a past life session, and you should take an appointment, never go immediately, because then the healing will not be long term. But people who want to solve their problems in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, normally even I am so busy that I take a lot of learning courses because I like learning as a part of Saraswati. But I take courses where I can do exercise in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So other than the meditation which I do in the morning for 3 hours, that is there. But other than that, I keep doing self-help exercises for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes maximum, so that I feel empowered while overcoming difficulties which keep coming in my life or everyone's life. So I cannot say that my life is beset with problems, though I have problems because I'm divorced and I have an autistic son. He is non-verbal. He cannot talk, and he really desires to talk. He has a very deep desire to talk, and we tried a lot to get him to talk, but it just stops inside his head. The words don't come out. He's 24 now. He cannot write or talk. Then my daughter has problems coping with that. She is 13, and she also misses her father, in the sense that she is very upset because I'm divorced. And other than that, I have several health problems, one after another. Asthma, then diabetes, then I had first stage cancer, then I had migraine attacks, and I have a long list which I have overcome through naturopathy and hypnotherapy and past life therapy, and also used allopathic to integrate the healing. So this why me syndrome keeps coming in life again and again. And the main reason for this why me syndrome is that you learn the art of creation by learning to overcome difficulties. You do not learn the art of creation while learning to uh, be in a positive state all the time. If you are always positive, you will not create. You create only when you are negative and you want to get out of a situation. You also create when you are positive, but you create for a higher positive then. So again, it is perceived as negative, and then you create for a higher existence, a higher positive existence. But as I said in my shorts video, that every single person has problems. Some have more financial problems, some have more spiritual problems, some have more physical problems. But you will find that each and every person has problems. You rise above a state of problems when you raise your frequency by being saintly and not indulging in activities like fun or eating or drugs or prostitution and hoping to escape. When you stop hoping that escape exists and you become saintly in your disposition, that you learn to meditate and to relax yourself rather than drink and be merry, you realize that if you are drinking or you are smoking, you have a lot of side effects the next day which reduce your frequency further and make you more negative than before. And you don't want to be negative, although you want to be in a state of zero frequency, which is higher than a negative frequency. So though you are less excitable, like you are not as positive, like for some people drinking and dancing and smoking might make them positive for some time. It really raises hormones for some time, but later they normally become very negative because they don't know how to balance themselves. So it is extremely important to understand that you are not the only person having problems. Every single person has problems. Your neighbor might have several problems which are hidden from you. If you are a celebrity, you have multitudes of problems. If you are a king or a queen, you have problems of all your, everyone that you are looking after. For a king, being a commoner is much better than being a king, but he is so trapped in that situation that he cannot be a commoner. For a commoner, being a king is much better than being a commoner because he is taking decisions, but those decisions might be going wrong. So and then you are held responsible for your decisions karmically over lifetimes. So hence, being a king is not easy unless you know how to repay your debt in the same lifetime again, by moving into a saintly disposition after your activities are over and taking time off for meditation and being in peace, because being in peace neutralizes negative hormones and makes you calmer from within. Hence, when you wonder why you have the why me syndrome, know that you are being tested by God so that you learn to drive your body with higher balance, so that you do not take rash decisions and you take more responsibility of the work which you are doing and of the effect which it can create on others. For example, you may be working with intention to help another, you may be giving charity to another, but because of that charity, that person might stop working and become lazy or become more negative and ask for more and more, and thus you will be harming that person. So you have to be very careful about decisions like charity, especially because these the wolves and the hyenas can take your charities, and some of them are very negative, and they can just put your charity in a black hole, and you can feel all your energy which you have given, which was so precious for you, has simply not helped them feel better at all. They have eaten, they have made merry, and then they are as sad as ever before. So you have to give charity in a way that you can help them emotionally feel uplifted. Otherwise, don't give it, because simply giving food or that is important, of course, that you are giving food, but when you are giving food, ensure that they appreciate what you are giving, and that you are paid back for it in some way, like through a smile or through money or any way which makes you feel positive also, so that the positivity has to vibrate back to increase. If you simply give it away and you become negative yourself, the overall positivity in the cosmos will not increase. Hence, you have to give positivity in a way such that your positivity increases, which makes it important for you to realize that sacrifice does not always work to help other people feel better. Because if you are sacrificing again and again, uh, you would realize that you are becoming negative, and other people are not really becoming positive because they are fleecing away your energy and not changing their ways of thinking. But you have to sacrifice only in a way which makes you feel more calmer or more disciplined than before, so that other people feel that they are receiving positivity from you, from whatever sacrifice that you are making. They should feel positive about and increase positivity in their life. If you cannot make sacrifice in a way which makes you feel positive, then don't make it. Because even if you give out your energy to help another but you feel negative, then the overall cosmic energy again remains negative. But it is very important to sacrifice in a way that your positivity increases, your inner vibrations of peacefulness with your activities increases, while increasing the same in other people's lives. This is very difficult. It is not easy because we are never taught in our schooling system to think in a way which makes us feel emotionally empowered. We are only taught to perform for others and to get marks, doing subjects which are not really practical in adult life. We are taught much more than what we need, and as a result, we are taught much less about things which we need. For example, if you do a course in anger management, your test will be the ability to control your anger in a difficult situation. Giving a written test will not make you pass in anger management. So, our courses are not designed in a way that they are practically testable. Our courses are designed in a way that you can write an answer whether you agree with the concepts or not and get good marks and get away with the glory. In mathematics or physics, there are a few inventors and a lot of students who do not get a chance to increase their creativity because they're only obeying the norms. A few can mold those norms and create, but very few do it, and those who do it have a lot of support of investment. They have support of parents or teachers or inner motivation, but very few have this, because these are tests which make you sacrifice your emotional peace for success in the world usually. Because you will find that people who are genius usually are emotionally unstable, because they sacrifice a part of their being to help other people benefit from their inventions. That is a part of karmic debt, and it is a part of soul advancement also, that very highly advanced souls may become very left-brained or very right-brained, and they may not be able to balance simply because they are advancing and they forgot the balance at a lower level. So they have to regain the balance before they attain enlightenment, because at the level of enlightenment, you need complete balance so that you don't fall with the higher frequency of energies which come over you. Otherwise, falling is very easy, and neutralizing everything that you created and becoming negative is very easy. It is very easy to blame others. It is very easy to constantly focus on why me and not focus on overcoming your problems. It is very easy to say the doctor didn't work well. It is very easy to blame the doctors, to blame the therapists, to blame your teachers, your mothers, your parents. It is very difficult to cope up with all these different type of people and still create. And this creation which you do, this creation of happiness, of contentment which you do, this is your contribution to the creation of the world as a part of God. You are a ray of light. You are a fragment of God, like there is a filter, and there are several bottles filling from the filter. Your soul has several parts in different bodies, in different circumstances. and each of you are given a different task to create, having the same set of mold. You are the same mold, you are the same energy in a different body, but you are given a different task to create. So if you find yourself in a frequency which you may consider lower, you may find yourself in a person who is very poor, you may find yourself in a person who's very negative, you may find yourself in a person who's very competitive, you may find yourself in a person who's very kind. So you may find people, your own self, in people whom you do not really agree with, but that is their test, that is their soul plan, that is their own method of overcoming their set of problems, and you have to respect that person for overcoming his or her problems, which you did not have, which he has, which he or she has, because you were not born in those circumstances. So even if you see a celebrity and you see grand marriages, you see grand clothes, fashionable entities, it definitely does not mean that they are happier than you are. That is why in the realm of God, there is no distinction made between a king and a pauper, because it is your happiness, your level of positivity which is measured, and being a king does not make you happier than being a pauper, or being a very rich businessman does not make you happier than being a rickshawala who is working the whole day, because even as a very rich businessman you would be working the whole day and you would not have time for stress and relaxation. So you have to realize these things as you are getting older, so that you start repaying your karmic debt in the same body, or you at least you enter a space of inner peace before you die, so that you enter a body in the next life where you can radiate positivity with your being, with your vibrations, with your breathing, because your breathing carries your thoughts. Your thoughts have electric impulses which are positive or negative, which are carried through your breath into the universe and affect everyone around you. So if you are feeling very peaceful, you would find that you are living in a community which is largely peaceful, because your vibrations affect others and you are only catching vibrations which are similar to yours also. If you are feeling very negative, you will feel that you are living in a community which is very revengeful, competitive, because your vibrations again affect others and you are catching frequencies which are same as yours. So you have to first train your mind to feel positive from within before you can expect happiness to come from outside. So I'm making this course on emotional management and soul empowerment, which would be in the Class Plus app called Emotional Management and Soul Empowerment. And you can take small exercises from there and do it on yourself with self-help. You can also do it with a therapist, as you wish. Slowly, with each exercise, you will start feeling better. There are multitudes of exercises, and with each exercise, your frequency becomes a little higher, and you might have to do it several times so that you can maintain that state of being with every new difficulty which comes in your life. So learning the art of creation as a part of the creator is much more difficult than learning mathematics or physics or economics, though people do not agree. But even after being a very good mathematician or economist, you still have to go to the world of God and you have to show your frequencies. And if you are negative, you are again sent back to raise your frequencies to higher, irrespective of your accolades on earth. This is something which needs to be taught in school, so that children stop focusing on why me and start focusing on finding solutions to their problems, such that they attain contentment, emotional management, and empowerment from within. Thank you. Please like.